You look nice this morning.
Hello and good morning to everyone, and especially my dear Tammy. Hi, it's Shadi Pezeshki here. Today, I am so grateful for being able to invite one of my greatest friend and partner in leadership in Energic Family to share who she is and what is the gift she has for the world. And I'm so excited to share with you about her. I want her to explain everything. Her name is Tammy Mihalic. And I'm grateful that she has accepted my invitation to be interviewed today. Hi, Tammy. Hi, sweetheart.
Hi, Shadi. How are you?
I am doing great, and I'm so grateful for you to be here. I want you to tell everyone about what you have done, who you are, what do you do? And of course, I want everyone to know about your amazing book that I just received, and I want you to talk about it, please. Go ahead.
Well, it's great to be here. It's great to be here. So my name's Tammy Mihalic, and I am an entrepreneur. I've been self-employed my whole life, and I wrote this particular book. I have a copy too. And I wrote the book for the inspiring entrepreneur who wants to go into business for themselves and quite don't know where to begin or how to go about making their business legal. So the book's filled with a lot of ideas on which type of businesses you can start. I cover also all of the legal jargon, which, tells you like, would you want to qualify or would you want to pursue being a sole proprietor or an LLC or a corporation or a partnership? And I just cover all of those things that a person needs when they're looking at
bring it a little bit higher so everyone can see the Isn't it beautiful? I love that. You can
I made pie.
Piece of the American pie. It's so cool. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Now tell us about
American pie.
Tell us about it and what do you do?
I have a lot of things that I do. So besides becoming an author, I also have an online store, and it's called Peddler's Trunk, and it's a general store for the whole family and pets. And I have that. I have been doing construction since I was about 19 years old, and I have done electrical contracting, building houses, fixing and flipping, handyman service, cleaning service, just anything to be self-employed. I didn't like the idea of working for somebody else. I had that opportunity when I was 16, I think was my first job at a KFC. And I didn't like wearing brown polyester, much less walking to work like I had to do in that brown polyester uniform. So at 15 years old, yeah. So I basically from that point on, I just made a point to that I would be self-employed. And I started actually working as a little kid, about 8 years old. I wanted money, and God bless my mom and dad. They just didn't have it to give it to me. So I start knocking on people's doors and asking, can I sweep your floor for a couple of bucks? Can I wash your car? Can I run your lawnmower? Even though it was like up like that. And
wow.
Just anything to make money. And then from there, it's like during the summer, I would wash people's cars, trucks, have lemonade stands. I would make pet rocks and I'd sell them. And I would also, one of the funny things I would do, kids loved it. I would get toilet paper and the old rouge that used to be in a run, like a syrupy type stuff. That's how they used to make a rouge. It was a liquid. And I would make wounds on kids, and they would pay me anywhere from 50 cents to $1. And I would make wounds, and then they would go home and show their parents that they were cut. Freak the mom and dads out. Even though
that
was
an idea back then. That was an amazing idea back then. Well, your brain is just an amazing entrepreneurial thoughts constantly is going through your mind, huh? Just strong. Go ahead.
I do think of a lot of ideas. I also invented a pet product. It's a pooper scooper, and it has a feed through bag system. I have it over there in my stuff. I should have had it close. You could have seen it.
I need to order one of those.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to actually bring it to market. And that is a whole new journey that I am exploring. So to find a manufacturer, to find somebody to do all the things that I need. And so I'm working on it, but I have my patent and I have the prototype. So, but that's something I'm working on along with a few other pet products that I have in my mind. So I kind of can look at things and see a way to make it better. And so if I can come up with the idea and get it put in a CAD drawing and find somebody to help me with some of these ideas, I can bring them to market to help people have an easier lifestyle.
Awesome.
So
Awesome.
yeah, so that's one of the things I do. And then something else I've gotten involved in, which is with you as a partner, and that's Kangen Water. Not to go too far off the book, but Kangen Water is another business that I've gotten involved in, and it is a remarkable business that a person can have where they can have their own business and still be self-employed and have great drinking water that's going to be a benefit to themselves and help those around them, because Kangen water has just been tremendous for me. I feel more hydrated, my skin is more hydrated. It's great for brushing my dog's teeth, because dogs, get a lot of bacteria. So I brush my dog's teeth. Of course, we can brush our own teeth with it, and it helps to take care of all the bacteria. It's cleans your blood. I've seen a huge difference with my blood being cleaner. And how I can tell that it's cleaner is because, like, I had little spider veins starting to break out on my legs, and they literally have started to disappear, some 100% completely, and then many just have like just shrunk completely. And I know it's from drinking the water. And I've been drinking the water now for close to 8 months. And it
Wow.
has been wonderful and I love it. And everybody I know that drinks it loves it. It's a really easy business to get involved in. It's something that if you sign up and you start drinking the water, it's really easy to introduce it to somebody else because you are drinking for your health.
Cheers. Enjoy. Enjoy.
And that's my goal for 2022, is to really like make everything perfect and help people to get healthier. And another fabulous thing about the Kangen water is the acidic water, the 2.5 pH. It kills all of these bacterias and viruses. And with all of the viruses going on in the world, they need Kangen water because it's going to kill off all the bacteria. Like, for example, I'll take the Kangen water. It's great for sanitizing your hands. But one of the things I've always done for many, many years is I clean my nose out with peroxide when I get a cold or I feel it sniffly going on. And so, but now that I have the Kangen water, I can actually use the Kangen water, which does the same effects, and it will kill any bacteria that's up in your nose. So if you have a cold, if you were to even inhale some sort of a virus, it will help to kill all of that, just like the peroxide. It's great for gargling. If you get a cut, like it's great for in the kitchen. If you get a cut, spray that on your cut
It's
or run it
gone
over your cut,
immediately. It's
and it
amazing.
stops the bleeding.
Stops the bleeding. And it's I
Yeah,
know it's
which is
really amazing.
yeah, and that's why, that's another reason why it's great for dentists. Dentists love this, and my dentist loves the product because people who come in there to get their teeth clean, a lot of times they haven't been taking care of their gums, and so it kind of turns into a bloody mess.
Right.
And swishing with the Kangen water, then it kills all the bacteria, but then it starts to heal and it doesn't affect our good cells, which is super important because, like peroxide, they say can actually affect some of the good cells besides the bad, but Kangen water, the acidic water, does not do that. It protects the good cells and only kills the bad ones, and or the bad bacteria, but it protects our cells. So it's an awesome feature to have. Every kitchen should have a Kangen water system, in
Oh,
my opinion,
awesome.
because
That's it.
of
That's
the
really
benefits.
great. That's really great that you touch upon that. I want to ask you, well, thank you for explaining all of that. And it reminded me how many more people need to have that, seriously. What was what happened that inspired you to write your book and talk about Kangen water and Kangen business in it also? And I know you're so knowledgeable about LLC and all the tax benefits and everything about relationship marketing. I've watched you train your distributors in your team and the way you explain and educate them. Just please, in short, explain to everyone who are listening to this interview about that. I would love that everyone learns from it, from you.
Okay, well, I wrote the book, and it inspired me to, what inspired me to write the book was to help people to become self-employed, to have some sort of gig or side job on their own, even if they work for somebody else. Because when you have a gig of your own where you're self-employed, you get tax breaks. You get tax breaks that you never get when you work for somebody else. You can write off your cell phone. You can write off your gasoline. You can write off your car expenses. You can, if you have your office at home, you can write off a part of your mortgage payment. There's so many benefits of being self-employed. That's why the rich are rich, because they have all the tax breaks. You hear about it all the time and people get mad, but go become self-employed and go into business for yourself, and then you'll also get those tax breaks. With Kangen Water, if you were to become a distributor along with Shadi or I, you actually could benefit from those tax breaks. Because Kangen Water is sold all over the world, you literally could go to China if you wanted to go to China, or you could go to Italy, or you could go to Rome. You could go to any place in the world or all throughout the United States and sell the system. And that whole trip would be a tax write-off. It literally would be a tax write-off to the fact that it's a business trip. So you're going there to sell your products. And now if you were to create a distributorship overseas, another country, another state, wherever, it's all a part of your business. And so it becomes a business expense. And if you just happen to go to the beach while you're taking a break between your meetings, it's okay. It's still all a part of the whole thing. And you have to take your clients out to dinner, or your new business partners out to dinner. That's all a tax write-off. You know, even if it's not maybe 100%, it's still a percentage. And so there's so many benefits to being self-employed. And that's what I love about the Kangen Water. It's a company that's all over the world. And it's not just here in the United States. And so it's something that anybody can really get involved in and take advantage of. And that's why I put it in the book, because as I told you before, my book is filled with a lot of business ideas in case people don't know what type of business they want to start. Then the book has a lot of ideas for them. And Kangen Water is one of those businesses that I put into the book to give people the idea of
Awesome.
something they
Thank
can
you.
go for. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you. We're gonna put in the comments all your information for whoever wants to order your book, and I'm sure it can help a lot of people. I thought it was great, and I really recommend it to everyone. It's very easy read, yes, and it's beautiful. I went through all the chapters and understanding the idea. That how your intention was educating people from every aspect of business and entrepreneurship, on top, even the relationship marketing and how it all started and everything, which is beautiful. So Tammy, honey, I know you are a very successful woman in every area. I would love to have you give us a tip for everyone who's listening from the world, especially for women. What would be your nugget for everyone, and what would be your gift to everyone?
Well, I have a lot.
let's listen.
I have a lot
I'm
because
all about it. Just give it to us.
well, as you know, a building is not built by one brick alone. So you have to have a lot of things in order to be successful, in order to build that building. So one of the first things I would recommend is to decide what you want. Decide what you want, put it in paper, really hone in on what you want your life to be like, what type of business you want to operate, what type of people you want to work with, or maybe not work with people at all and just strictly stick to an internet business where you don't deal with people at all. And then after you create that list and know exactly what you want, then it's a matter of how you're going to get there. How are you going to get from point A to point B? Yes, you don't necessarily need to know 100%, but it's like throwing a party. If you want it to be Italian food, you know you need to go buy all of the Italian goods in order to make that food or hire an Italian catering service. So you do have to know which direction you're going to go in. And then once you know that direction you're going to go in, and then from there you write everything down, and then you got to make a daily point to read over your task and stick to your task. And if you keep, like for me, I keep notes all around, and if I one day get distracted, procrastinating, then I have those notes as a reminder to read, to get me back on track, to get me back into focus on what it is that I'm supposed to be doing. So, number one, make a decision on what you want and commit to it. That's super, super important. And of course, you want to do something that's going to give you return on value, even if it's not necessarily money. But if it's, for example, if you wanted to start a food kitchen and your whole purpose was to help people to get food and cook for the homeless people, your return on value is that you fed homeless people. You fed people who needed a helping hand. So there's always a return for what we get. It's not necessarily money. Of course, you can still make money having a nonprofit. People do it all the time. That's why there's so many of them. But you want your return on value. And so you want to stick to your task and keep the notes around. And then if you start to get messed up in your thinking, Wayne Dyer says it best: change the way you look at things, and the things you look at will change. And that's so important, because sometimes we get construed on the way we're thinking or the way we're looking at things, and maybe we start to see the negative side of things. And so then we have to be surrounded by good people who say, like, no, 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 don't look at the negative thing, look at the positive thing, like what you like, because we'll attract the negative things as long as we focus on them, because we get what we focus on. Just like taking a picture, if you take a picture of anything, what it focuses on is what you're going to get. And so it's super important then to take a picture of the positive, of the life that you want, and that's what's going to develop into your life. And so if you can just keep some of these simple phrases in mind, like taking a picture of what you want your life to look like, that's what you're going to develop. And just like a camera, just like film. So it's super important to just keep the positive things, keep yourself surrounded by positive people, people who encourage you, people who believe in you. If you have people who don't believe in you, they can still stay in your life, but don't share everything with them, because they'll bring you down. And it's easier for somebody who's below you to pull you down than it is for you to be above and pull them up. You can only live by example and stay in your positive state. And so, and you have to take risk. Without risk, there's no reward. And that's the scary part about being an entrepreneur, is that you have to take risk. It's like as a baby learning to walk, you had to take that risk that you were going to stand up and take a step and fall down, or maybe take a second step or a third step. And so it's super important to just really be able to not be afraid of the risk, know that they're there, just like walking, learning to walk as a baby, but just know that in that risk is a reward. There is a reward. There's always a reward. And so you can't be afraid of that. Another thing is to be who you say you are. Don't pretend to be somebody that you're not. Be who you say you are, and just really stick to that, and know who you are, and listen to your intuition. That's one thing that a lot of, we have that inner gut feeling of, like, maybe, for business, for example, there's a business that you might really, really love, but after doing your marketing and your research, you realize that nobody in the world really wants this business, just you do. Well, are you really going to go into that business, even though something keeps saying don't do it? Or they could be something keeps saying, even though nobody in the world wants it, I know it's going to work. So you have to listen to that voice, and that voice will not steer you wrong, but you have to learn to know what that voice is, to understand it, to really comprehend it, because a lot of times we don't understand that voice. We don't, even though we know it, we don't listen to it. And I'm guilty. There's been
We all
times
are.
where I have not listened to that voice, And then I kicked myself later, and there's nothing worse than knowing that you knew and you didn't listen. And so it's really important to be still and just really listen. And that's why following all these other things, writing down notes, talking to people who are on the positive mindset of things can really help you to get to that place of what is perfect, for you. Because just like the human body, we all have a part to contribute, and then together is how we become one body and we work and we flow. And so it's super important to know that about yourself and about your business. And then from there, you're going to get your breakthrough. One way or another, you'll get your breakthrough, providing you don't quit. You can't quit. Even when you feel like quitting, you cannot quit. And I'm here to tell you, like, just to get my book published, I went through everything. And I was even going to use a publisher. I had some publishers who made me some offers, but I decided to start a publishing company and publish my own book. And I'm glad that I did, because I plan on writing a lot of books, and I can also help other people who want a publishing company but don't want to go through all the expense. They can kind of hitchhike off of my publishing company. So
I'll be next.
yeah, well, I've learned a lot. It's been a big learning curve, and one of the things like that stops us a lot of times is the start. For example, my book, again, because it's been a huge learning curve. I started this book with another book, and that other book was how to start a cleaning service, because I used to have a super successful cleaning service. And I wrote that book because everybody kept saying, what are you going to give back to society? What are you going to give to people? And I said, well, I don't know. I mean, I'll think of something, like, because we all want to make a contribution. I'll leave your legacy behind, if you will. So from there, being asked the question all the time, it's like, well, I've had a really successful cleaning service. I started it as a little kid, like I said, knocking on doors. Can I sweep your kitchen floor for $2? Eventually that led to mopping, polishing furniture. And I made really good money at it. And then I thought, I can write a book on how to start a cleaning service. I did really good. At one time, I had about 30 employees. I was doing condominiums. I had a contract. So every weekend we'd go in and we would just hustle, do everything. And so I was basically just running around telling everybody what to do. And I made some really good money. And so I'm like, I'll teach everybody how to start a cleaning service, because it's a great job, especially for women having children. They can go to work, send the kids off to school, go work for a few hours, make their own money. It's super important for a woman to make her own money and have some sort of control over her life. Yes, we love our men, but if something happened and you did not establish credit for yourself, if you did not go out and make some sort of income for yourself, whether he left you because it was by the grace of God, well, that kind of sounded negative. Whether he was taken out of your life because God took him out, and it could be a blessing if he was a bad man, or if he just left you, right? And you had no money, you had no way to know how to make money. I see it happen to women all the time. They're just left on the side of the road with a paper bag of some clothes, and maybe they're lucky enough to have some food. And I see it
I
happen to
know,
women
but
all the
Tammy,
time.
I believe working with Kangen Water and the relationship marketing that we are in with this Japanese global company, no women need to worry about their future anymore, because of the trend product that it is, and the support system that we have in place, and all the everything that company offers, and with a low startup fee, everything that we need we have in place. So I believe that everyone can jump on it and be a part of this amazing journey and ride, and they don't need to start from the beginning and putting all the business plan together, because we have the blueprint here. And I believe that everything you say about women and how they need to have their own business and everything, I am 100% for it, and you're absolutely correct. But what we have in place is so clean and it's so amazing. You're in the business for yourself, but not by yourself, which is the most amazing thing that we offer here. So I don't think anybody needs to think about that. Writing a book about it for people is always educational, and you have that in your power and your knowledge. It's beautiful. But I believe that we can focus on one thing. When we are running after two rabbits, we're not able to catch any of them. But if we run after one and focus on one thing, that one thing can grow to become something really absolutely amazing and incredible and huge. So the focus is that we need to find out, as you said, what our intuition is saying, what is that little voice is that we need to follow, and educate ourselves and listen to that intuition, and let us or the vision for our life to unfold by itself, by us keeping ourselves in peace, in silence, as you said, as serene, and becoming one with the power of universe to everything unfold, and keep ourselves positive to be on that journey unfolds in a best possible way. And I believe that meditation is the key. Meditation. And reading
Oh,
all these books,
absolutely.
and the knowledge you say is truly amazing. But these days, starting a business without any investment, and small investment that actually you're investing for your future, with the health benefits and everything, is the key to true success, without any employees, without worrying about the what do they say, the backup, the being, you have to buy all the products, what do you call that, inventory, without any inventory, without dealing with a lot of people that you need to pay. Everyone in relationship marketing with our business is like, everyone is so motivated to do their own business, and you don't need to pay them, because when you're helping them, they're making their money and you're making your money. The company is paying for it. It's not you that you have to worry about counting the hours and everything. I think it's beautiful to focus on that a little bit more, and talk about it maybe in a couple of months, bringing you back again to talk about a little bit more about your book and the business and the success that you have, and all the gifts that you're sharing with the world again and again. We won't be, the 10-15 minutes is not enough to really, oh, I'm sorry, this happened, to interview you. It can go on forever. So in couple of months, I would love to have you back and share everything else with everyone. And for right now, please tell everyone about your website, where they can get your book, and what's the name of it again, and how they can find you to get your help and be educated by you.
Well, the book is Earn Your Piece of the American Pie, and it's Start Your Own Business Guide. And I have a website in the works. And that's something I meant to tell you, is like, even though everything's not perfect, start. You have to start where you're at with what you have. If you wait for everything to be perfect, you'll never start.
Never is gonna happen.
You won't. You have to. So that's why it's like, I don't have my website up. It will be tammymihalic.com. However, I had complications in trying to get it built and get it started. And I'm like, am I going to let this stop me from publishing my book? Or am I going to publish my book and just take up where I left off? Like, I'll get to it. And so that's what I did.
I'm so
I
proud
published my
of
book.
you.
So
That's the key. That's the
yeah,
key to
it really
success.
is. Yes, it really is. And I've even had press releases that have been sent out all over the world with tammymihalic.com. And if they
Awesome.
go there, there's not going to be a website. So I'm going to try to
Don't
work on
worry,
it
we'll
today.
get it going as soon as possible. My daughter even can help you really fast, and we get it going. That's awesome. Thank you so much for your time and being able to share your wisdom with everyone. It's an honor to have you with us, and we will see you soon. All right. Well, thank you everyone
Thank
for
you, dear.
watching. You're so
Thank
welcome.
you.
Thank you. Let the rest of your life be the best of your life. And this book, order it on Amazon. You won't be sorry. It's amazing. Thank you, dear. Have a blessed day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.